Hey guys, and welcome to a very special episode of Sonic Multiverse. This is a what if I've been wanting to get out for quite some time. Metal Sonic is definitely my second favorite Sonic character of all time, being followed only by Shadow. And since I've done already more than enough what ifs focus on him, I think it's time to focus on my favorite villain from the series. Now, despite the fact Metal Sonic is mute for the most part, it is very clear what his motives are. He wants to be better than Sonic. It is in his very programming to want to surpass him. Sure, after the events of Sonic Heroes, he was reprogrammed to serve Dr. Eggman, but his motives have always been to directly rival Sonic. And it just happens that before that, working for Eggman was the best way to get that accomplished. But what if that changed? What if, instead of being a villain, Metal Sonic decided to become a hero? That's what we're going to be exploring today. What if Metal Sonic became a hero? Our what if begins at the end of Sonic Heroes. Metal Sonic in his Neo form has been defeated, and is at such a weakened state that he reverts back to his face form. Despite all of his planning, despite all of the power he had collected, he still couldn't beat Sonic. With little left to give, he simply states, "It's no use, but why can't I defeat you?" With Sonic simply smirking and responding, "Because we're Sonic heroes." After hearing this, with Metal's energy finally depleting, he falls to the ground, defeated. One by one, the heroes leave, until only Omega and Shadow are left. They debate on what to do with Metal Sonic. Unlike in the original timeline, where they seemingly decide to return Metal Sonic to Eggman for God knows what reason, they decide that he's simply too dangerous to return to the Doctor. Omega initially concludes that they should destroy Metal Sonic right here and now, but shockingly, Shadow's against that. He too deals with a bit of an identity crisis right now, and he can relate to this living weapon. Although Shadow agrees that Metal Sonic is too dangerous to be repaired, he would simply begin to wreak havoc once again. So as a compromise, the two heroes leave Metal Sonic in one of the many forests of Sonic's world, damaged, but still operational. Later that night, Metal Sonic's AI reactivates. Initiating diagnostic check. Thruster damaged. Joints damaged. Tracking beacon still operational. Metal Sonic initiated an SOS through the Eggnet. He was confident that, despite everything, his master would come to salvage him. Current objectives: restoration, revenge, prove myself superior to Sonic. And with that final glitch, his voice box finally gave out. Metal sat there, waiting for Eggman to come salvage him. Minutes turned into hours. Hours turned into days. On the third day, Metal Sonic finally came to the conclusion that Eggman was not coming for him. His only chance for survival now was to find restoration elsewhere, to find someone else who would repair him. Using what little strength he had left, Metal Sonic was able to pick himself up and begin to limp down the dirt road. He limped down the road for what seemed like hours, before finally coming across a small cottage. Metal limped up the walkway, feeling his joints ready to snap at any moment. Inside the cottage, he could see a loving mother feeding her little rabbit daughter. This was Vanilla and Cream the rabbit. Metal immediately recognized Cream, recognizing her as one of the very heroes who helped stop him previously. It burned Metal Sonic up inside to have to limp back to one of the heroes to ask for help. Metal was preparing to walk away when suddenly he collapsed to the ground. As he hit the ground, he created a large clanging noise, which got everyone's attention. Although a little nervous, Cream, along with her pet chow, Cheese, decided to go out and investigate. As they exited the house, they saw Metal Sonic lying limp on the ground. At first, she was terrified to see the machine again, but quickly realized that he wasn't doing anything. Cream decided to take pity on the machine and decided to try and help it. She might not know anything about robotics, but she knows a particular two-tailed fox who would be able to help. So after loading Metal Sonic onto a little red wagon and giving her loving mother a hug goodbye, she headed out towards Tails' workshop. After a long, tiring walk, Cream finally made it to Tails' lab and began to knock on the door. Tails, still looking exhausted, came to the door before freaking out at the sight of Metal Sonic. He grabbed a nearby wrench and told Cream to stay back, before she quickly explained the situation. At first, Tails refused to repair the machine, but after a little bit of convincing from Cream and a bit of curiosity of what makes Metal Sonic tick, Tails agreed to at least get Metal Sonic rebooted. It was a long, laborious night. Not only was Metal Sonic still severely damaged from his fight against Super Sonic, but he had also sustained a large amount of water damage from his time in the forest. However, after 8 long hours of tinkering, Metal Sonic's eyes suddenly lit up. His limbs were still unoperational, but Metal Sonic just stared at Tails. This sent a chill down the fox's spine, but he simply responded by stating, "You're welcome." Metal was trying to compute this. He had just tried to kill this fox a couple days ago, but yet he was going out of his way to save him? Why? For the next few days, Tails and Cream continued to work on Metal Sonic. Tails would do most of the tinkering, but Cream helped keep the mood light and proved to be an actually pretty good lab assistant. Eventually the day came. Metal Sonic's joints were reactivated and he was fully online. All Tails had to do was turn him on. He was very cautious and looked at Cream. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" Cream nodded. Trusting his friend, Tails flipped the switch and suddenly a bolt of electricity rushed through Metal Sonic's body, with his limbs suddenly becoming active. Metal suddenly looked at his palm, before grabbing Tails by the throat. "Ugh! Metal, why?" Metal stared into the fox's eyes, before suddenly releasing his grip. Cream helped Tails to his feet. Tails began to catch his breath. "What was that for?" Metal just stood there silent. "Oh, cut the act!" Tails snapped, almost out of character. "I gave you a new voice box. I know you can talk." Metal's eyes continued to stare into the fox's soul, but Tails did not back down. Finally conceding, Metal responded. "Why did you do it? Why did you both repair me? I've tried to harm you both, several times, and yet you restored me to working order. Why?" "Because that's what nice people do, Mr. Metal," Cream innocently responded. Metal once again fell silent. Tails composed himself before asking another question. "What is it you even want, Metal?" Metal turned to Tails before robotically listing off his primary objective. "I was designed for the sole purpose of destroying Sonic the Hedgehog. I wish to prove myself superior to him. I am Sonic the Hedgehog perfected. I know I am superior to my predecessor, but his continued existence contradicts that fact. So I wish to eliminate him." "Are you nuts?" Tails responded. "Do you really think that killing Sonic is going to prove any of this?" "It is the only way to prove my superiority, miles per hour. You do not understand." Suddenly, Cream spoke up. "Mr. Metal, if you're meant to be like Mr. Sonic, you certainly don't act like it." Metal sharply turned towards Cream, taking a few steps forward. Tails preparing a wrench just in case if Metal becomes violent again. But instead of attacking, Metal simply stood there, coldly staring at the rabbit, before requesting for her to explain yourself.
Well, I haven't known Mr. Sonic for that long, but he's a hero. He protects people. He helps them. He helped save me and my mom from Dr. Eggman. So, if you're meant to be Sonic, then why don't you act like him?
Metal stood there silent. That question seemed to hit him at his very core. Error. Processing. Logic. Accepted. With that, Metal wordlessly walked towards the door. As he stepped outside, he looked back at the two young heroes, before giving a small wave and rocketing up into the sky, with Tails and Cream unsure of what Metal was going to do next. The next day, in the green pastures of South Island, a small squadron of badniks were patrolling, before quickly being dismantled by a blue streak. The blue streak revealing itself to be Metal Sonic. Accessing Eggnet. Error. Subject Metal Sonic locked out of Eggnet. He looked down at one of the badniks and ripped out a device from it, implanting it into his body. Connecting to Eggnet. Success. By using the access codes from the badnik, Metal Sonic was able to re-establish a connection with the Eggnet. Connecting this with his built-in GPS tracker, Metal Sonic began to scan for potential Eggman bases. Dr. Eggman, I will find you. I will prove myself the superior Sonic by putting an end to your evil deeds, once and for all. So, what did you guys think of What If Metal Sonic Became a Hero, Part 1? What lengths do you think Metal Sonic will go to prove himself the superior Sonic? And where do you think his quest to find Dr. Eggman will take him? Leave your predictions in the comments below. I'm ComicFan13, and I hope you have a great day.